Hello, welcome to CPO253. This is the process troubleshooting course. So we're going to start here, which you've probably been familiar with after all this time, but you sign on through Deltech Community College at your MyDTCC. When you get to here, then you'll see this range of choices on this top menu and your name. So you have your welcome resources, courses, and so on. When you click on your courses, you'll come to the home page. Now this home page indicates where you are in the semester and what courses you're taking. Down here you see 253, 550 process troubleshooting. So this is the course that we're going to be discussing. When I click on this, I'll get this screen. This is the main page that starts out. So if you click here, this will take you back to that selection for the semester. So here is the main page where you get all of your announcements and updates. So these are the current announcements, and right now this is the connection. It's the Connect to 253 Wednesday night Zoom class. This is the recurring Zoom meeting. So you click on that when you come in, and we'll have the class from 5 o'clock till 10 o'clock on Wednesday evening. Here shows the student hours and the tutoring that I have as well. There's student hours on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then on Wednesdays I have tutoring. Over here on this side here, the upcoming events are really just basically assignments that are, this is when they're pretty much available and or ending. Okay, that'll be the date on this side here. So you'll see the different assignments. Down here, any updates, say I changed something halfway through the course. It just comes over here and lets you know that there's an update. And of course I would let you know while we're doing the class. Now here we're going to go to the content, and when we first come into the content, there's an overview page right here. Now, if you notice, there's another choice to look at this. This is called the Pulse experience. This is if you have the app that you can download onto your phone, and it's good for any type of, like, if you have iPads or other devices that are smaller, this works really well. But right now I'm going to leave it off because you don't see this overview, and there's some other things you don't see. In this view you see everything, but in some of the Pulse connections you don't always, but that's okay, and I would again alert you to anything that you need to know. Now this is 253. It's called a troubleshooting course. It gives you different troubleshooting techniques. You're going to learn a procedure and a method that works almost every time. And when you're out working on a plant, you're going to come upon different problems and you don't know exactly what they are. Now you don't want to just treat the symptom, right? You want to get to the root causes, and that's what this course teaches you. It gives you techniques and then procedures and methods to help solve these problems. And some of the topics are data collection and analysis, and we'll do a lot of this. Cause and effect relationship. We're going to learn all the different relationships that you've learned in some chemistry to the engineering aspect of your job. And then some reasoning as well. We'll also do laboratories, and we are going to mostly be doing, the labs will be the Simtronics that you've had some experience with already. Now this is the textbook you need. It will be available in the bookstore, and you must get it for the first day of class. I really need you to have it available. Everything we're going to do is in this book. Alright, now let's go to Instructor Information. So again, the class is Wednesdays from 5 to 10. Generally, we will be doing almost all of our labs remotely, through the lab stats. However, there will be a couple of times we'll be meeting because we're going to be doing the distillation column. That's in that room F130. Okay, you may have seen it from some of your other classes. Again, here's another location for Mrs. Hummel's student hours and tutoring. Okay, right here. A link to student resources. Very important website. It's good for you. Click on this and it takes you to this window. And also, if you have other needs, you might want to look on here and see if there's anything here that might apply to you. We have a really good amount of resources available for you. And then the technology resources. Again, how to get access to different things. Looking at D2L if you're not too sure how to get around. What are some of your minimum technology requirements to run D2L? And then the Virtual Support Center. Sometimes you may need to talk to financial aid or someone, and if you can't get a hold of them through the phone, this is a great source. I've done it a couple different times now and it works really well. So you log on here and they connect you with Zoom. If you do need a laptop, you can come into Deltech and then go online there and probably get this application loaded that way. Someone would work with you on that. Also internet service. Alright. Now we're going to go to the syllabus and the schedule and the policies. If you click on the syllabus, it's going to tell you pretty much all the things we've talked about. Let's talk about the grading policy. So this course again has the A's, which are 90 to 100, B's are 80 to 89, C's are 70 to 79, and F's are 0 to 69. There will be 4 tests. Each of them are worth 10%. The final exam will be it's called Test 5, but in essence it's really the last chapter that you'll be covering, plus a few extra process troubleshooting problems to remind you again of what you've done earlier in the class. And then there's a capstone class project where it's 20%. This is a bioethanol fuels as alternatives fuel source. And you're going to do a pro or a con on that. You're going to pick a stance and then you're going to research on that. And then the laboratory, all your labs will be 25%. I'd like to go to the schedule next. So here's our schedule. You click on this. As you see in this schedule, the D2L will be laid out exactly as the schedule is. So let's look at this. So this is the date for Wednesday. So the first week will be the course overview, chapter 1, introduction, part 1, and then you'll do a lab. Now, some of you may be taking 151 at the same time, and this is going to be a little bit more confusing possibly. It's a little bit more difficult labs than the ones in 151, and there's plenty of time in the schedule to have you catch up later. So if you would like to hold off on this, I'll work with you on that. And then you'll see each of these, and then the tests are going to be open book tests, and they're very difficult. You will need a week to do them, all right? And you'll see where they are in each one in different chapters. And then again, your final. Now your class project, I really would like you to have a first draft to me just shortly after the spring break. And I want to edit it and go through it with you. And then I want another draft here, and then the final draft, week 14. All right. I'm going to give you a little bit of information on that right now, but again, we can talk about it more in detail. So the class project is right here. Again, this is the description of it. It's a pro-con paper, and this is a rubric to help you cover the areas to see where you'll be graded. And this guide here is really good. It'll help you find information from the library and how to research if you're not too familiar with researching in APA styles and so on. And these are other sources here of actual data for the 2020 Outlook of the Guide to Ethanol, and then also the final Outlook Final. This is a pocket guide, and this is the Outlook. You might want to research a little bit how COVID maybe affected this. Then this is the learning course actual materials, and again laid out as it is that you see in the PDF schedule. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. So this is a fun class. So remember to get your book at the bookstore, and we'll be meeting on Wednesday night. So I'll see you then. You have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.